And welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and in tonight's top stories in the territory, St. Thomas, the 2-2 high-rise victim that was found dead yesterday afternoon, has been identified. News Channel 8's Lee Carl brings us this story.
Police now have released the identity of the man killed at 2-2 high-rise, and we had passed the word on that he had been considered to be a mentally challenged person, a homeless man, who was seen sometimes throwing rocks and bottles at establishments near Four Winds and also Fort Milner. He was a homeless man, and as Melody Rames reported, the preliminary investigation indicated Thomas was gunned down in the bottom floor stairwell at the 2-2 high-rise apartment building 10 and early morning hours. Here is the official report as Melody gave it to us, an identification of the man.
Released the name of the homicide victim who was killed in the area of building 10 in estate 2-2 on February 3rd. The victim is identified as 51-year-old Larry Thomas, who's also known as Kenny. The preliminary investigation by the major crime detectives revealed that Thomas was shot multiple times in one of the bottom floor stairwells, sometimes after midnight. However, his body was not discovered until 11:57 a.m. Chief Karad added that it's unfortunate that such a small community has come to this, and that Mr. Thomas was a mentally challenged individual, and people saw him around Four Winds Plaza daily. He didn't deserve to die like this. No one deserves to die like this. And Chief Karad also said that no calls of shots fired was called into 911. He's saying that if only one person had called in and reported shots fired, medical personnel may have possibly saved Mr. Thomas's life. Chief Karad is asking people who live in the area of Building 10 or anyone who might have seen or heard something, to please call any information that they may have in reference to this latest killing. He says that someone in the community must have saw something, and no matter how unimportant you may feel what you heard or saw, please call it in and let the police determine if your information can assist them with this or any other investigation. So again, you can call the Major Crime Unit at 715-5545, 715-5546, the Chief's office at 715-5548, or Police Emergency 911. Remember, you can also call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. That's 1-800-222-TIP.
There was another report of a shooting incident that took place in the downtown area, and I had reported on that I saw the police chief looking for shell casings in the area that ran from the Catholic school all the way up to the Enid Ba Library in the Main Street area. A 29-year-old man told police he was robbed in the area of St. Peter and Paul Cathedral at about 5 a.m. Wednesday. Melody Rames, spokesperson, said the victim told the police he and another person were approached by two unknown men who demanded money. The victim said one of the men pulled a silver handgun out, and struck the man on the head, and the robber then shot the person in the left eye. He was taken to the hospital, and a Snyder spokesperson, Sam Top, said the victim was treated and then released. Case classified, first-degree robbery, being followed up by the Criminal Investigation Bureau. Anyone with any information, call 775-5522. In St. Thomas, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
And in other top stories, Kendrick Robertson, head of Licensing and Consumer Affairs, has turned in his resignation to Governor John DeYoung Jr. It has been accepted, and News Channel 8's Wes Small reports.
In a January 16th letter to the governor, Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs Commissioner Kendrick Robertson has announced his resignation. He resigned his post for personal reasons. Now, Governor John DeYoung has now nominated Wayne Biggs Jr. to replace him, and we'll have more about him in a minute. Robertson, meanwhile, has spent 2 years as Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs Commissioner. He plans to resume practicing law, probably within the Virgin Island government, as Governor John DeYoung has mentioned that Robertson will probably continue to work within the VI government. Robertson, quoted as saying in his letter, "It was challenging, it was exciting, and it's sometimes rewarding as well." Now, I have to tell you that every media person, like myself, has a favorite commissioner or contact, and I have to tell you that Commissioner Robertson from Licensing and Consumer Affairs was one of my favorite commissioners, like the Department of Labor Commissioner Albert Bryant Jr. Always returned my calls, never hesitated when it came to going out on the roads. Remember, we were inundated with high prices at the gas pumps, and it was Commissioner Robertson who made sure, and he monitored these gas stations and even hit them with fines. And of course, the supermarkets in the Virgin Islands, they know all too well about the fines, overpricing of food, and also mis-scanning several food items and have you like that. So a lot of people will miss Commissioner Robertson. To this reporter anyway, he was a good commissioner. Meanwhile, now more about Wayne Biggs Jr. He has spent 20 years in the Small Business Administration. He has a master's degree in business, and also that's from UVI. He has a Bachelor of Science degree from Bradley University. He was a leading representative in Horse Racing Commission, as well as Human Services Investment and VI Workforce Investment. So I have to tell you that Mr. Wayne Biggs Jr., certainly on paper anyway, looks highly qualified. So there you have it. I did go down to the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs here in Golden Rock a few minutes ago, and his staff was telling me that the commissioner was in St. Thomas on business, so he is still doing his job on a daily basis, that until about March 23rd, when the new commissioner will take over. I'm Wes Small in Golden Rock for News Channel 8.